I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I have a problem. I want to do some riveting, and I don't have a rivet punch. Well, really what I'm looking for is a rivet header. Perhaps you've seen me using a ball peen hammer to form the head on a rivet. It works, but I have a lot of rivets to do, and some are in tight spots. Using a ball peen hammer works, but not in a really tight spot. You've got to be able to roll it around and actually hit the edges of the head. This little punch here works like a charm. It's got the little pocket in the end. It's got a pocket in the end to form the head. It also has a little spot here where you can actually punch the rivet through thin stock and the slug comes out the hole on the side. Handy thing to have, but it's too small. The rivets I'm going to be making are 1/4 inch in diameter. So I need to make a punch. I probably won't be putting that in there because I usually drill a hole in something that's 1/8 of an inch thick, and that's the size of the thing that I'm going to be making. So it's going to be similar to this, but it won't have the extra hole. All it's going to have is the hollow pocket in there so that I can form the head on the rivet. First thing I need to do is find a piece of steel. Best place to look, scrap bin. Now I don't know what your scrap bin looks like, but mine looks like this. It's got a bunch of old chisels and heavy pieces of steel that are still useful, but I don't have a need for a big chisel that size. And quite often, this kind of stuff is only just used to punch something, just knock something out of a hole. And some of these chisels have been badly abused. This one looks like somebody reforged it for a special purpose. Now these little guys probably would work, but that's going to give me an awful short handle. So I think what I'm going to do, since this chisel is so long, and I don't anticipate needing a chisel that long, I'm going to cut off about 6 inches of that so I've got a good handle on it. And then I'm going to machine it down and bore a hole in the end of it and round out a pocket to make a good punch out of it. Now I could cut that off with a hacksaw, but we all know how I love hacksaws. So I'm just going to clamp it up in the vise here and take the DeWalt and knock a chunk out of it. First I'm going to cut the end to get rid of that spot here. And to prevent having anything fly in my eyes, I'm going to put on a face shield. Well, that was a serendipitous discovery. Having the handle on the vise sit out like that means I can use it as a rest to set the tool against and then just rock the tool forward until it cuts off. Kind of handy. I still have a good sized chisel and the mushrooming is gone on. I still have a good sized chisel with the added advantage of the mushrooming is gone. And And since it's a hex shape, I'm going to have one other advantage. With a 3-jaw chuck, it's going to slide right in there. Slide this carbide cutter onto my tool post. Spin it around so I got a good angle on it. Yep. Nice thing about this kind of tool post, this is an AXA piston type. Once I set the tool in this tool holder, every time I put it back onto the tool post, it goes right back to the same setting that I had. So this one's on center. Now I'm going to plug the lathe in. Interrupted cut and I chipped the tooth. Chipped the point on the bit. Now I'm going to have to grind that off and resharpen it. Take the tool out of the way so I don't bang my knuckles on it. Now we'll run the center drill in. I'm going to take this drill bit with a rounded profile on it and put a dimple in the end of that punch. Okay, that should give me a good round profile on the head of my rivet. I only unplug the lathe when I'm working on the chuck, because working on the tailstock, there's nothing moving over here. Now I have a pocket on the end, so when I put it over the end of the rivet, I should be able to form that rivet into a nice round shape sitting up inside that. I'm going to dress off the sharp edges on that chisel that I cut off, just so I don't have to do it later if I ever need to use it. have a new rivet heading punch and an old rivet heading punch. And this one's going to punch the 1/4" rivets for the treadle on the grinder. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.